what I wanted to let people know as well is why we check in. You know what I mean? You know, I think checking in is what checking in at ABOB do is to hear everybody, isn't it? To hear whether you're in a good mood, whether you're in a bad mood, whether you're sad, whether you're angry.
Or all of the community looking at you and sort of hearing you, it really makes you search a little bit deeper to give the answer that's authentic and honest and sort of the answer that's going to help you progress, help me work on myself.
However, I think the most important thing though, I believe from that checking in is you. Is checking in, is saying, releasing that energy, negative energy that person gets healing. Because the reason why I really want you, George, to sort of like, if you don't mind, dear Hawks, is because you've been there for 7 years and you know a lot of, you know, of their practices.
Yeah. I have been there nearly 7 years, and some will pick up stuff quicker than me. We have the archetypes and we have the 4 agreements.
Yeah, I love that.
And the archetypes are coming from Carl Jungian theories, and the 4 agreements are coming from the Toltec.
The Ribcage Podcast. The Ribcage Podcast. You are now in tune to the Ribcage Podcast.
Yeah, so Stuart checking in. Where am I? Generally in my life at the moment, I'm actually happy. I dwell a lot on not seeing children and that sort of, but in the reality is I'm actually happy at the moment. My living situation isn't the best. It's a hostel, but I'm happy there. My work isn't the best, but I'm happy doing it. And so yeah, I feel hopeful. And I've had a good week and a good weekend, and I've done purposeful activities and met some really, really good people. And yeah, there's a lot of positivity going on at the moment, and I just grateful for it. So yeah, that's me checking in.
Here you Hawks.
They're checking in, I'm okay. I'm good. That's it. Yeah.
That was short and sweet there.
How I like it. Just like me.
Yes, George checking in. I've had a very busy week, and a busy month. But basically, I met a little lady by the name of Sister Monica through Dale. And I've had some deep conversations this week with Sister Monica about religion, about God, about life. And Sister Monica's a very powerful young lady, very powerful elder lady. And basically, in a nutshell, I always pray. I pray before I go to bed, I pray when I wake up. Yeah, not always rested. I know the Creator I listen to, right? But Sister Monica invited me to use the name in Jesus' name before and after when I pray. So I've been doing that for the last 3 or 4 days. And it has massively given me a buzz. I've got this energy, a feeling now. Everyone knows me, I've got this energy, I've got this ADHD energy, I'm bouncing like Zebedee. But I feel something in my soul, a burning sensation, a nice energy, yeah? Just by mentioning in the name of Jesus, yeah? And yesterday, I lost my wallet. It's in Gallagher Retail Park, Frozen / Hillfields, wherever you are, classic, yeah, Frozen. And I'm there, started to get a bit sweaty, man. I thought, where's my wallet? I've lost it in Homebase, I've lost it in Argos. What's going on? I'm starting to get, starting to feel my emotions wanting to kick off and like, did they rob it? You know, like all this. I'm like, no. So, and I just took time, just prayed, just said, please, Lord Jesus, please help me find my wallet, please. Name of the Lord Jesus, amen. Yeah. And so it said, right, go and trace my steps. I said, I'll leave you there. These people looking for it in Iron Base. Boom. Went back over to Argos. Went in. There's a drop of wallet. No. Boom. Went out. Looked where I got into my van. Boof. Where is it? Right there in the bush. With my £700 and all my cards in it. Right. In Coventry. In Gallagher. Yeah. People there. The car park was full. Yeah. And I was just like, wow. It's no coincidence, man. I don't believe so. Right? I don't believe in coincidences. So, yes, after meeting Sister Monica, and after, thank you for that day, I want to say thank you for that link up. It's had a profound little shift to me. And I'm happy, I'm feeling good, and I'm feeling high and buzzing off the name of Jesus. So, thank you, Jesus, with that. I'm in.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Cheers, George.
And I think what I wanted to let people know as well is why we check in. You know what I mean? You know, I think checking in is what checking in at ABOB do is to hear everybody, isn't it? To hear whether you're in a good mood, whether you're in a bad mood, whether you're sad, whether you're angry, elated. You know, and none of the men judge you, regardless of, you know, you're happy and I'm sad. It's just for you a space for you to be able to say exactly how you feel and not feel judgmental. And I think it's a nice start to getting to know one another, because that's what I got from Abel. But anyway, so that's what a check-in is. A check-in is,
like,
you know?
Yeah, so for me, a check-in is about being in the moment, being aware of how you're feeling, and when you've got all the men or all of the community looking at you and sort of hearing you, it really makes you search a little bit deeper to give the answer that's authentic and honest and sort of the answer that's going to help you progress, help me work on myself. But more importantly, like, I think being vulnerable in a room full of men and showing your fears and your anxieties, and showing my fears, my anxieties, sharing my dreams, whatever they may be, to do that in a room and openly be vulnerable is quite a powerful thing, and it does wonders for your self-worth, your self-belief, and growing to sort of like be the man that you want to be. But yeah, the circle and everything about it for me is
Beautiful.
Yeah, well put, man. Do you know, I'm going to put, you know, because I said a lot of stuff there which I could just say in their own words or the same words, but for me, when it comes to checking and having ADHD, what I got, the most strongest tool I got from checking is actively listening. So what some makes you wonder what active listening is. Because we think, well, I always thought I listened, but I didn't. You see, to actively listen is for me not to think about what I'm going to say when I check in, not for me to be thinking about this or that, but to truly listen to every word that's coming out of that man's mouth, and just to think and to have my mind on what is that person saying. And that now I practice every day in every scenario. And that has allowed me to have connections with people where once I wouldn't, because I'll be caught up in what I'm doing something else, somebody's talking, I'll come and jump in conversation, not giving a shit about what they're talking about, blah, 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 blah. I'm not actively listening, I'm not actively conscious about my input. And by that, the check-in process, and I think we should bring that up a little bit more in ABOB about active listening for the newer members to practice it, because, and some of the older members to practice it and remember, because I do get stressed sometimes. I say, well, I actively listen. I listen to what you're all saying. How come you just don't remember when I've been checking in with this and this and this, and you're asking me what's the matter? I'm saying, have you not been listening to me?
Yeah, I get
that's
you.
me taking it personally.
I get you, and I think that's the thing about checking in. The checking in is for you. It sounds like, and I'm hearing you, and I'll take on board that as well. Is listening to others people's issues if they have issues and whatnot. But again,
Even their joy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
However, I think the most important thing, though, I believe from that checking in is checking in, is saying, releasing that energy, negative energy that person that person gets healing from, releasing whatever beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah. So but it's interesting because everybody's so different, but checking in is basically, all right then lads, if there's 6 lads, just tell us how you're feeling, connecting. One of you said word connecting, you want to connect. I think it's so that the active listening helps you to connect with that person, doesn't it?
Yes.
And these are all things I think that ABOB stems from trying to sort of let people not be scared to say how they're feeling, because there's healing in that, isn't there?
Yes.
There's healing. ABOB is very deep, I feel.
Yes, very deep.
Yeah, very deep. And I want you to sort of like tell us a little bit, because the reason why I really want you, George, to sort of like, if you don't mind, dear Hawks, is because you've been there for 7 years and you know a lot of, of their
Practices,
their practices, what they do,
what they offer, what works.
Yeah.
So, I have been there nearly 7 years, and some will pick up stuff quicker than me, right? But so we have a thing called we have the archetypes, and we have the 4 agreements.
Yeah, I love that.
And the archetypes are coming from Carl Jungian theories, and the 4 agreements are coming from the Toltec, from Don Miguel Ruiz, right? So the 4 agreements they're an invitation. They're not rules, but they're an invitation for people to practice. So it is up in the north of the sovereign is my word is my bond. So that's to be impeccable with my word, not to tell lies. If I say something, if I say I'm going to be there at 9 o'clock, I should be there at 9 o'clock. If not, what went wrong? Yeah, and that's just one scenario out of many in life. To be impeccable with my word. In the East, in the lover, there's the I take nothing personally. So we could be talking many times. I've took stuff personally. Someone start talking about stuff, and I've had an emotional charge, an emotional trigger. I'm taking it personally. Why am I? And I think now I think, boy, how I used to allow words to change me so easily. Yeah, and this is what I'm talking about, the rites of passage of being a man. When I'm so easily emotionally changed, I'm still a boy. Someone can say some words and I get bent out of shape. I'm going. I'm not. Whatever. I believe I'm acting like a bitch. But I've been doing that for years. Yeah. Right. And a lot of men still do it, and they don't want to hold the mirror up. But anyway, we're going off point.
Yeah, that was a
in
tangent.
the South, that's a tangent, teeth tangent. So in the South, I do my honourable best. I try my best, and that's about action, about warrior. Am I truly trying my best at this? Or am I doing my best to do what I can at this moment? And then in the West, I make no assumptions. So how many times have I assumed? Oh no, it'll be okay. Oh, it'll be that. Will it?
Procrastinating.
That's a different thing, but it's not one of the things.
Oh, isn't that doing my...
Procrastination is not a part of the
No,
4
sorry.
agreements, but...
What I was getting at was when you said,
no assumptions?
No, sorry. And I don't mean to...
best.
Yes, that I'll do my best. I'll get to it. I'm going to do... some people put it off, don't they? That's procrastinating.
Procrastinating, I have procrastinated very much in my life.
Yeah.
Sitting there and I was smoking a lot of weed,
I'm going to do my best not to smoke weed.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying to you?
Yeah.
So that's, I get it.
But when I was smoking a lot of weed, I'd be thinking about stuff. I've planned everything out. I've done it all. But what if this? What if that? What if that? I've allowed the what ifs. I've allowed the fear to stop me from bringing action. From stop me from doing my honourable best. And back to the no assumptions. Yeah. By assuming, by guessing, by thinking. Yeah. I'm deluded. Because I believe I'm right by my assumptions, but I have no facts. Yeah, and a lot of people, well, I can't talk about a lot of people, assumptions are not facts. And if one believes in assumptions, one is deluded. Because without facts, it's a delusion.
Interesting. Scott, I mean,
So
Rocks, yeah.
So we've got the 4 archetypes. We've got the king in the north.
Yes.
Yeah. We have the lover in the east.
Yes.
We have the warrior in the south.
Yes.
And we have the magician in the west.
Yes.
Yeah. And each of these archetypes represent a part of us, and they all sit in us, and they all need to be in balance. And if these archetypes aren't in balance, then we're not in balance, and we don't act right within the community. So I think A Bob's really, when you come down to it fundamentally, it's trying to balance those different aspects of your inner self to make sure that they're all working harmoniously. So you can be your own king. You can rule your own world in an honourable way without being a tyrant, without following. Yeah, it's a powerful thing, and I think it's the work that, isn't it? Basically, that's the work that we do.
But it is. So basically, let me talk a little bit about the 4 the archetypes. So as you mentioned, the sovereign, the king or the queen, the sovereign, the warrior, the lover, and the magician. So these all have a gateway emotion. So the gateway emotion of the warrior is anger. The gateway emotion of the lover is grief. The gateway emotion of the magician is fear, and the gateway emotion of the sovereign is joy. Now, these archetypes, they can be overinflated, underinflated, or what we class as balanced, yeah, healthy. So, if I am to go into if I talk about the warrior, now, the good thing about the warrior brings action. It's an action taker. Yeah, and the warrior also guides. He stands next to the king in bringing action, because the king brings choice. Yeah, so the king, the sovereign, balances up all 3 of the other archetypes to make the choice. Yeah, so we start with the warrior. If I'm an overactive, overinflated warrior, I'm a bully. I destroy. Everything I touch, I destroy. I'm a bully. You do it more. It's happening. It's just no, not on my watch. It's just poof. An underinflated warrior, I say yes when I mean no. I become a doormat. I don't know how to get in touch with my anger. I don't exist. That part of me just don't exist. I can't. Yeah. But now when I have a balanced warrior, I say no. That is not all right with me. You can't do that. No, that's not acceptable. And yes, that I am going to do this. I'm a protector. I bring action. I wake up in the morning when I don't want to get up. I go and do what I need to do. I bring action. I bring solutions. Yeah, that's a balanced warrior. But the reason why I'm going to start with the warrior is because men, in my through doing this work, a lot of men feel shame of anger. Yeah, with like it's an emotion we're not supposed to have. I thought, I felt shame. I've been an angry child for a long time, and I know where all that stems from through the works of a band of brothers. And I'll put it in a nutshell: it's through being beat with a leather bat at the age of 3 for something I never did. You know, and that left me, my child and my soul, angry of injustice, angry of being blamed for something I ever did. So when things come up, I'd be triggered, right? And growing up in a loud household, being loud, being tyrannical, that got shit done. People would have grown up comment that got people to say, "Oh, fuck, don't fuck, because fucking hell, you're gonna play with fire." Or it would bring, if I meet fire with fire, it's a blaze. Yeah. But now by having having an understanding of the other archetypes, we go to the lover, an overactive lover, and I am going to look off the sheet because you know why? It's got a whole heap. I can go without looking at the sheet, but there's some really good ones on it, right?
When you've explained that, because we're talking about ABOBs and the work that we do in ABOBs,
Archetypes,
and the work on ourselves, maybe we could give some examples of when we've been overinflated, underinflated, balanced
well, do you know what?
in our own lives.
Do you know what? Rather than me running off from the warrior straight onto the lover, how about you guys give some examples of what the warrior represents for you and how you can interpret it?
The overinflated warrior. The thing is, when you're talking about any of the archetypes or anything that happens in your life, it's always the extreme ends, isn't it?
Can we use the I statement?
I am sorry.
Just to state, we use this a lot, guys, because our words are magic. Yeah. So when I say, when you do this and you do that, I'm projecting it to you. But when I say when I do this and when I do that, it's more powerful. It gets into my subconscious and I am able to do something about it because it's empowering. It stops being projecting. So that's why we practice. And when I say we do this, that's just a reminder to say I. And just like Hawks, when I started in this for 2-3 years and still now, I still slip up and say you. But it's we are here for each other to support, to remind each other that our words are magic and we can make a change.
Yeah, so the warrior. You can use it for good and bad, That's the reality. You can use it for both sides of the coin, both sides of my coin. So so the warrior, protector, feels like he needs to protect, which is a good thing, But when my daughter was taken away from me, I felt like I had to protect her. But when I was trying to protect her, what it actually did was got me in trouble with the law. My warrior wasn't acting from a place of malice, but it wasn't acting in a way that served best purpose. That's the reality. Now, a good way for me to have used that warrior as a good balanced archetype was when I was in prison, and I'd use my strength to look after others, and I'd use my sort of I'll say cunning, because it sort of is cunning in a way. You have to manipulate the system, but I use my cunning and I'm going to get this job done to help people in prison. So like that's one way of me reflecting.
I'm going to ask you, Stu. So your overinflated warrior, what's it look like?
Controlling, dominant, maybe aggressive, maybe overwhelming. Yeah, this.
Okay.
Underinflated. What's my underinflated warrior like? I can't cope. I haven't got the strength. I'm weak. I'm useless. How can I do that? No,
you're balanced warrior.
I'm a balanced warrior. And this comes back to healthy male masculinity. So your balanced warrior, that's when I know when to go into action now. And I won't use that action for a negative reason. I'll only use it for a positive reason. And I'll protect those that need protecting. Yeah, it's just to be a healthy warrior, you have to not be a bully. It's as simple as that.
And can I say there's action in inaction.
There's action in action.
Inaction. By not acting is an action.
Oh, yeah, of course it is. Yeah,
and that's something I'm learning with. I'm going to pass this on to Deo now.
I don't believe. I don't get it. So, I'm listening.
So what would you? Okay, that's why even more so it's important to have this. So
Yeah.
So what would you perceive of when you feel your warrior is overactive? What would happen?
I'll be straight with you. I don't get it, and I'm comfortable in not getting it, and I think that it would be nice for me to listen. There's not enough time for me to sort of like get what you're get it. You know what I mean?
I respect that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying to you. Yeah, you know what I mean. So for me, this is
it is early days.
I think you'll be reflecting though a lot of the people's views that are watching, because new concepts and sort of they're you know, unless you're, because to be honest, George has been drilling this into me for a few years, haven't you? That's the, you know, and it's sort of I do get it now, but it is a hard thing. But I think the most important thing about it is, regardless, it's sort of just having awareness of who you are, and more importantly, having the awareness of how to get where you need to be. If you're not balanced inside, then you're just going to be going around in circles or sideways.
Yes.
If you want to move forward, you've got to move forward.
Perfect example. You know, I don't think I judge that us three haven't really had too much of an issue with getting in touch with our anger. Yeah, I judge.
What do you mean by that?
Okay, without saying no names, there's some men who struggle to get in touch with their anger.
Oh, you're saying that we don't have issues getting in touch with our anger. I get you.
Right. If anything, it's been having control of the anger which has been the issue.
Beautiful.
Right.
I get
Something
you.
that we have all been working on.
I get you.
Yes. And it's a constant thing
I guess
to
you.
keep in check.
I get that.
And now there's some men. Now I didn't know this. I wasn't conscious about it. Some men struggle to get in touch with their anger, and I've helped men get in touch with their anger, and they've been really upset after. They've felt shame. They felt grief, and this is where these archetypes and having these things is to let people know, no, this is a valid emotion, a normal emotion. It shouldn't be shamed. You know, there's a lot of demasculation going on, and what's classed as positive male and negative male, and also, look, anger is normal. It is normal, but we need to talk about it, express ourselves, so we can normalise and talk so people don't feel alienated. Yes, when it's overinflated, it is destructive. It does cause pain. It does cause problems. When it's underinflated, it causes pain, usually within the person. That person then feels like a doormat. They don't feel so it's self-inflicted pain. And somebody else is a masochist. They're masochists. You've got sadists and masochists, isn't it? So, you know, that's the thing. But when it's healthy, it's boundaries. It's basically boundaries. And anger comes up when somebody's identity is being questioned. So when something, we all have our identity of who we are, yeah?
Who we perceive ourselves to be, like.
And it's not even a perceive, it's who.
Yeah,
because it can be a perception as well, because the perceptions can change, and we can change. What was once for me, and I would say, oh, I love that, oh, that's everything about me, then that can change in the future. That can say, oh, I've been there, done that, I don't really feel the same about it no more. So yeah, I can say perception is a good word, how we perceive ourselves. But when our identity is at question, anger arises. That's where it comes from, where it stems from.
You said something for me that was quite sort of, it's a natural emotion, and this is the thing, for a man to be strong and for a man to show his strength sometimes can come across as aggressive and intimidating, and we get shamed for showing it.
Yes.
You know, we get shamed for showing our strength.
Yes.
I had a really good conversation with somebody this morning about your light shining your light, and I'm talking about that light that's inside of you. A lot of the time we're so afraid of the darkness inside of us.
Yes.
But what we're afraid of more is to shine that light, and for people to see who we are. But to be a man, to be you know,
Authentic.
a strong man to be authentic.
So just I'm not to go.
Yes.
We're going to go through the rest of the archetypes, but you see, like that's where the king comes in, I believe. Yeah, when I'm balancing and I have understanding of the other archetypes, my king is now knows how to deal with that situation. When I stand in my king, when I stand in my sovereign, I can deal with that situation with the correct compassion from the lover, with the correct manipulation and thought process of how I'm going to deal with this, and with the correct action of the warrior to then do it properly where I'm not misunderstood. Where, because I always would feel misunderstood. Because I'm emotional, I'm passionate about stuff. When I get passionate about stuff, I can get tyrannical. I can become alienate people, yeah, right. And then some people, they're triggered because they're like, oh, he's a bit loud, he's a bit scary, he's a bit this and that. And I'm a small man, so you're a big man. You have a big voice, so it could quite easily put people off. Oh, okay, and then they feel away.
Yeah.
But let's not go off the thingy. So that's back to where the king comes in, yeah.
Yeah.
But we're going to go back to that. So I want to go over to the lover, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Right. So the archetype of the lover, right, and the gateway emotion is grief. There is no grief without love. It doesn't exist. If you don't love and you don't give a shit, then you don't give a shit. You're not going to care. I'm not going to care because my heart isn't open. But when I care and I deeply love something, then my heart is open to grieve. That is the other side of the coin. So, my underinflated lover. I'm a robot. I'm disconnected. I'm cold. I'm impotent. Don't feel worthy of love. Don't feel able to love. You know, I avoid intimacy. I'll be like, I feel guilt, shame about pleasure. I refuse to be vulnerable. I look silly. I don't want to expose myself. I don't want to take my arm off in front of somebody. You know, I'm tense of the potential of ridicule and disapproval, and it's just like, oh no, I don't want to. No. When I'm overinflated, and I know the overinflated lover very well, I'm an addict. I want more. I want more. I want more. I want more drink, I want more drugs, I want more sex. Look at me, I want drama. This is all about me. That's enough about you, this is about me. And I tell you what, why don't you love me and tell me how much you love me and show me how much you love me. Yeah, you're not showing me and loving me enough. You can do better than that. Fucking, it's about me. Yeah, right? And that's it. Right, that's over-inactive lover. I'm a maniac, I'm unpredictable, I'm reckless, I'm compulsive, I'm an addict. You know, I achieve intimacy, but I don't really appreciate the intimacy. I'm a victim, a bit of a princess. I've got chronic feelings of emptiness, and I can't fill this gap, no matter how much
What's
stuff
that?
I'm
What?
doing.
Overinflated.
Underinflated.
Yeah. And I can't fill it. I'm empty. I can't fill this gap, and I'm trying everything to fill this gap, which is grief. And I'm trying to fill it with everything else, but it can't be filled. Now, when I'm a balanced lover, I understand about empathy. I understand about compassion. I understand that I am an emotional vessel that is here to connect. And the only way I can connect is through my authentic self, and to actually give a shit about people, and to see people, not judge people, to understand that person who's on the street. Once upon a time, I'd be like, fucking drug addict, fucking alcoholic, what the fuck do they know? Stay away from me, like I'm going to catch a disease off them. Yeah? Oh, I don't want to be fucking around them because, man, I'm not going there. Fuck that, that's not me. But now I understand, they've got a story. They've been through something. They've been abused. They might have lost somebody. There's something's happened to them. Everybody has a story. So that's my empathy and compassion checking in. So I'm strong. I understand how to love in relationships. Delight in others, help others to free themselves, to guide others. I'm a bit extroverted. I can connect with my flow, own my flow, temperance, trust, closeness, intimacy, and all that wide range of emotions, and empathy and stuff, novelty, change, risk taking, deep emotion. That's a balanced lover. That's the balanced lover, and it's glory.
Give us an example, because I'll be straight with you, man. Me listening to all of yous. You know, I'm a part of A-Bob and I don't get it.
You're another thing.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I don't get it. So
Like,
I'm very practical. I'm a practical person. As in, like, I am layman's terms. As in, like, give me a understanding of what those things are. Please.
Underinflated lover. I was grieving.
No. I want you to talk about yourself.
What I was grieving for was my daughter.
Okay.
Didn't have my daughter in my life, so I retracted away. I was smoking loads of weed. I was drinking. I was sniffing cocaine. I was filling my life with anything and everything I can, so that grief wasn't there, or could mask that grief or fill that void in me. That because I was underinflated. If I was overinflated, I'd be.
So is that depressed? I don't want to go off. But you just call it underinflated lover, yeah?
You could say I was depressed, but there's a lot more.
Because there's the underinflated lover, there's the underinflated magician as well, which is also that's where more depression.
That's more similar. Thank you.
Okay. I just can't do it. But we're getting to that piece. So, but the lover, as you state, is not connected. No connection.
Yeah, he's practical. The practical. Yeah. Go on then. Yeah. So go on.
Well, really, if you're overinflated, then you're that geezer that walks into the pub with your hair gelled to the side. All right, sweetheart, you're looking good. Slap her on the arse. What do you want to have a drink? I'm taking you home tonight. That's the overinflated lover. It got too much. You know, he thinks it's God's gift. You know, sort of. George, do you wanna?
Well, yeah, overinflated lover. You know, like, I ain't got time for grief. I ain't got time to sit in my grief. I'm having a fucking good time. I'm having a good time. I ain't got time for depression. I ain't got time for your hissy, me, feel sorry for me, fuck off, give me a bag of coke, let me sniff it off her tits, let me get your friend, let me have a good time, I want to go out and party, I want to have a good time, I want to do it because I don't want to feel sad. I don't want to feel my grief. Yeah? So I'm overinflated. I'm an overinflated lover. I'm an addict. I'm addicted to anything but to be in my grief. Because the gateway emotion to the lover is grief. So, but when I'm balanced, I understand empathy and compassion, not just for other people, for myself. I'm having empathy and compassion for myself. And if I can love myself this much, it comes out this much to everybody else. Yeah, and I'm noticing that because I've given myself a hard time, and I still continue to sometimes. But I'm a lot kinder to myself now than I've ever been, and I'm working on being kinder to myself because that way I can be kinder to others.
Should we move on to the magician?
So the magician is a very powerful one and a very strong one, and the reason why that is because where everything is. The magician is working stuff out, right? So the gateway emotion to the magician in the West is fear. Yes, fear. So the overinflated magician, right? I ain't got time for this and that, so I'm doing this, and this. And I'm so great in everything that I'm doing. I'm doing this, I'm deluded. I believe everything, every thought that goes in my mind, I am right, you are wrong, you haven't got a clue, you don't know what I'm dealing with. You see this chair? I invented that chair. I made that because I'm so fucking great. Yeah, right? I'm deluded, absolutely deluded. And I'm just caught in my
Underflated,
caught in your own world.
I know some people like that.
I'm
shit.
Caught in my head,
Sorry, God.
and I believe everything, and no one can tell me no different. I'm deluded, yeah, right, and paranoid, and you know, like, and I'm thinking, you know, I'm doing this, I'm working all this stuff out, and I'm doing this, and this, but I'm not really making much progress because I'm doing too much, yeah. When I'm underinflated now, when I'm an underinflated magician, I'm like this. I just don't know. I don't know. am I doing this right? I can't, I just...
Indecisive.
No, listen to that chakra point in my throat. Yeah? I can't even talk. I'm in myself. I'm fucking small and tiny. I don't believe in myself. I don't believe in anything. Just I can't do it. I'm stuck in my head. My predator, and well, I'm going to talk about the predator in a minute. The predator part of the magician's taken over. It's brought me down to my knees. My overthinking and the thoughts that do not serve me are running my life. I'm evil. I'm shit. I'm not good at this. I'm not good at that. All these negative thoughts of what do not serve me are loud, and they've taken control, and they've made me small. And the predator is that. The predator is the thoughts we tell ourselves that do not serve us. The thoughts that are, you're fucking shit, you are. You're evil. You're a weirdo. You're this. Oh, you couldn't possibly do that. All these negative thoughts which are loud and screaming, which we believe in ourselves and we're fighting against. That's the predator side of the magician. That's the things to keep us small, to bring us down onto our knees, to make us the underinflated magician. Some people fight back with it by being the overinflated. You know, but no, right, I'm fighting. I'm gonna be fucking all great, and I'm fucking mighty. To fight against it. So it's always going like this. But then when the magician is balanced, understands that fear is important. I have a safety officer in me, which has grown from the hunter-gathering man of thousands of years ago to keep me alive. If I'm riding my bike in the dark with no lights on a path and I've got trees either side of me, and I know what that looks like in the day, but in the night I can't see much. If I allow myself to panic, I'm going to fall off my bike. If I allow myself to give into that fear and anxiety what might come up to try and keep me alive. But then if I say, no, it's okay. I know I'm feeling this fear. I know that's there. It's okay. Thank you for being there, but I don't need you right now. I'm riding my bike. And this is what I would think to myself. I'm not falling off my bike. Yeah? So when I have a balanced magician, I can strategically plan. You know, I know I'm a strategizer. I can create. I have what's those words there? You know, creation,
art, music, and you know, I know. You know.
So for yourself, would you like to talk about the magician?
Yeah, I think,
and even maybe a bit about the predator if you'd like to.
Yeah, I think the magician, the overinflated magician, sort of dominated my life quite a lot, and maybe I still struggle with it now. I'm always overthinking, always, and I always think I'm right, although I try not to say it. But people that really know me think I know it all. But it's just something that I can't help myself. But the reality is, all of these things, all of these tools that we have, it's all about self-awareness. When you, it doesn't matter what's put in front of you. If it makes you look in the mirror, and that mirror's looking into my soul, then it's just a tool. What's the point of us being here on this planet? Going to work every day, earning money, raising families, doing whatever we do, going on holidays, whatever our hobbies are, whatever it is. What's the point of all of that unless we're growing at the same time ourselves? We're here once. Why not get to a ripe old age to think, fucking hell, look at my mind, look at me as a person, look at the good that I've done. You know, these for me. There we go. There's my magician. There's my magician getting in my head. Tick, 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 tick.
Trying to take over.
Trying to take over. Trying to take over. And this is what this is like. But sometimes that magician can cause serious harm and can be very, very dangerous.
Yes.
That predator side of it, that self-worth, that self-doubt, that beating yourself up, that believing all of those negative thoughts that are going in.
What if?
Yeah, what if?
Just
Regret.
but just what if that's the magician? What if this? What if that? What if it could? What if? You know, getting into the sense of what if the magician's there, isn't it? That's straight into the magician. What if?
And this is why it's so important that these archetypes give you a way for you to reflect you.
I call it a compass.
Yeah, it's a
A
complete
compass of myself to be able to understand what's going on.
and a compass for, because what you're actually doing is you're trying to live your life as pure as possible and lead by example.
Is that true for
Having
you?
it is, yeah, I am. That's exactly what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to be the best possible version of me. Shine my light, like I was talking about. I'm trying to shine my light, but not so light that it burns and that it blinds. Just enough to sort of like show the way, sort of thing. But if I can just shine, yeah. It is what I'm trying. I'm just trying to be the best possible version that I can be, so people can think, do you know what? How's he done that? And I can say, oh well, I went through this process, and these are the people that helped me out, and these are the people that I can introduce you to. This is the organisation that can really give you some support into becoming the person you want. If you like listening to me, listen. You've got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of men just like me that have got so much to say,
and not like you, and
not like me.
But
Exactly.
But we are
Exactly.
all more alike than we are different.
The thing about a band of brothers, and I'll come back to a band of brothers is a community of men supporting men. You know, it's as simple as that. It's a beautiful thing.
While we're on the magician, I'd like to ask you: would you like to delve into some of your predatory thoughts? What I mean by that is, for those who don't know, is the thoughts that do not serve you to be the man you want to be.
Yeah, so
And this is
I know, and this is the thing about a band of brothers as well. The more honest and authentic you are about your feelings and about more authentic I am about my feelings and my emotions and my psyche and all that sort of thing, the more I can work on myself. So, yeah, where were we?
Thoughts that do not serve you.
The thoughts that do not serve you. So I've had a lot of, and I think we're going to do at some point we're going to do a up close and personal. But I've had a lot of trauma, and it's been inflicted by a variety of people. Now, me being because out of all the archetypes, it's the warrior that sort of dominates my life. It's the get shit done. I'm going to get this done, and I'm going to get it done in whatever possible way I can. And sometimes when I'm sat there and I'm thinking about my daughter being taken away from me, and what social services have done, and what my ex-partner's done, and what the police have done, and what the courts have done, and all that sort of thing, then my warrior starts to get a little bit angry. You know, I start to think, they can't get away with this. They're fucking bastards. How can my daughter, 9-10 years old, and I haven't seen her in 8 years, and every day I'm being tortured by it, and you're not even thinking about it, you bastards, right? And these are the thoughts that are going through my head. This is like, right, you bastards, I'm gonna get you back. I can use my strength and my aggression and my cunning and my manliness to cause you harm, in whatever way that may be. These are the thoughts that go in your head because you have these thoughts. But the thing is, though, everybody has these thoughts in their head. I'm going to do this. I'm a bad person. I'm evil. I've got no self-worth. This person doesn't. Those thoughts are always going through your head. But they're only thoughts. They're not the truth. They haven't turned into actions.
And they don't have to be there to be the only thoughts in the head.
You've got
they can be eradicated.
What I do now is I recognise that those thoughts and those emotions are there, but I also recognise that isn't me, and also recognise that I'm never going to do anything like that. So they're unhealthy memories, unhealthy thoughts, unhealthy actions
that do not serve you.
Do not serve me, exactly. My goal is to be the best possible version of myself for those around me and for my children when they come and see me. So that's what I've got to focus on, you know.
Yes.
But you cannot help those unhealthy thoughts coming into your head.
To say help, I would disagree. I would say that I also have had those unhealthy thoughts. I also have not been able to see my son. God bless your son, love ya, and it hurts me, upsets me, but through me working these processes, I do not have no way near. I when I notice, I'd go into any. I was overinflated in all the archetypes. Overinflated warrior, overinflated lover, overinflated magician, and overinflated king. I was an overinflated little man firecracker. Yeah. And then I'd have extreme ups and have extreme downs. And extreme ups, I was like a fucking seesaw, and it's banging onto the ground.
Do you know what I'm getting from what all of you guys are saying is to recognize your thoughts. Well, I'm not hearing no solutions, so maybe we haven't got to that yet. I feel like as if that's. You know, but even with the king, because is that sovereignty? Yeah. So, you know, because you said something about overinflated, inflated, uninflated, and imbalance. It sounds like to me is like it's just to recognize your thoughts, right? Yeah, which is cool. Yeah, recognize my thoughts. What do I do to get rid of these thoughts? What actions do I need to do to get rid of these thoughts? Maybe, you know, it's all right. I appreciate you trying to tell me my thoughts that I'm having and all that type of stuff.
I'm not
but
trying to tell you
no, hear what I'm saying to you. Yes, I appreciate it. So maybe it's a wrong word to use.
You have chose not to use your
maybe
words.
it's the wrong word to use.
Yes.
So I'm using it as an example. I'm trying to be a person who's coming to ABOB. And I'm trying to understand. You've invited me, and I'm listening to all you guys, and you guys ain't showing me. I'm not interested. So because you're telling me all my thoughts, let's say I'm a person who's just come there now. You're telling me, tell us how you feel. I'm telling you how I feel, but I haven't heard any solutions yet.
Well,
that's my point.
Well, that's because it's in the work.
Okay.
Yeah,
And there's no wrong or right. Yeah, just by doing it and do it. That's where the work starts.
So
Can I just say, sorry to interrupt. What I am being here, and I want you, before you start explaining to me, remember, I've been band of brothers. Yeah. I am being a person, example. I am being a person who has just come. So I'm not talking, let's not use...
weekend,
let's not...
nothing.
Thank
not
you. So it's not me.
Yeah.
So eradicate me. Mm-hmm. I am just being a person now. Mm-hmm. And I've come to ABOB because someone's invited me.
Yeah.
And I'm hearing all of you telling your thoughts. Now let's just say to you, I have said my thoughts. I have said I am not feeling good. Mm-hmm. I have said that, my missus, or I have said that, people piss me off and I want to go and knock them out and all that type of stuff. There is more, I guess. Because what I'm saying to you is, I am saying all these things, but I am not hearing... I'm coming here for somebody to give me some advice on how to deal with these situations.
But we don't give... So we have the lambing. Yeah, we listen, we acknowledge, we model, and we bless. What we're not here to do is fix. We're not here to fix, we're not here to rescue, give advice, or to project. I struggle with that because I like to give advice, but there's reasons to that. So we like people to find their own way, right? And the way they find their own way is by we're giving them the arena and their time to talk, to speak, and then they're becoming vulnerable a little bit more, being able to be vulnerable, to be able to share what's going on, and that they will come up with the things themselves by talking. It happens in its own process. Yeah, it's the best way I can put it, and it's different for each man. Yeah, I mean, it took me a long time. Some man just got it. They've come off the thing, they're just boof, they're on it. Me, it took me years to get it, and I'm still getting it, still learning.
Interesting.
Yeah, but it is. I'm glad that you put it like that. Thank you, Dale, by the way, because I was a little bit confused what you said, but I got what you're saying when you put it like that. So thank you. And so it's a process. It is a process, and anything worth doing, it's like anything in life. There's no quick gratification. There is quick. Things can happen quick, but it's about staying on the path, keeping up with the work, keep doing the stuff, and progression will keep happening. But sometimes that's like anything. No one's life goes like this. It has to have this. There has to be peaks and troughs, you know. And but that's what's normal about life, and it helps. Remember, we all have the ups, we all have the downs. It's okay.
You said something. Oh, you know, what's the solution? You say, do all this. What's the solution? What's for these people? But for me,
Only they can answer that.
there is no solution. What it's about is for you to be given the space and the nutrients and the light to be able to grow to a place where you can help yourself. You know, you
Yeah, but I think there is solutions, and the only way solutions are made is by us asking the correct questions, and they can answer that. They can answer that. So I ask, is this the man you want to be? And that person has to answer that. Yes, I'm happy with this man. No, this is not the man I want to be. Okay, tell me more. What is the man you want to be?
Interesting.
Who is the man you want to be?
Interesting.
Well, I don't want to be that man that's waking up at fucking 2 o'clock in the afternoon and doing so, I'm going straight to having a spliff. I don't want to be that man who isn't connecting with my woman and I'm arguing. Every time we start to argue, I just run out the door and I'm gone, I'm going, and come back when she's asleep. I don't want to be that man that's doing this. What is the man you want to be? I want to be the man that's connected with my woman. I want to be the man there where we can talk about stuff and we don't have to get heated to be heard. I want to be that man that gets up at a punctual time, goes and utilises the 24 hours I have in the day. That's the man I want to be. Yeah. So okay, now we're talking about something you want to do, and that we can talk about putting this man on his path. Okay. So this is an option. This is an option. That's an option. Any of those options sound good for you? You know, I'm not pushing them on it. I'm just asking questions. There is options here for everybody.
And you're not there to. You're not there to do the work for them.
No, they've got to do it themselves.
They've got to do it themselves. Yeah,
Interesting.
And you know why that is? Because when I started this, I was very much, and I was doing it all my life, you know, rescuing and fixing people, right? I've took horses to water and I've drowned them. You know, I've drowned them in that water, yeah? And I've used my energy, because I've got an abundance of it, of drowning people I care about in that water, yeah? And they still don't want to fucking drink, yeah? So, back to the frapping, fixing, rescuing. So I would always try and fix and rescue people, and as I said, taking a horse to water, forcing them to drink. So what I had an issue with, I was like, well, why can't we just tell the look? We know what's good for this man. Why can't I just say to him, look, there we go. I want to rescue. I want to fix him. He wants to be fixed. He wants to be rescued. Well, certain people, yeah, will always look to be rescued in life. They will always go woman to woman. They say hurt people. Some people don't like that saying, because also non-hurt people can hurt people, so I get it, right? But they're always looking to be rescued. They're always looking to be fixed. So then they prey on the kind nature of people, and they will only look for somebody where they say, don't take my kindness for weakness and all that lot. They will only look for that kind-natured person to fix them. And if that person ain't going to fix them, they're going and looking for somebody else who is. And they're always looking to be fixed by somebody who can nurture them, someone who can fix them, someone who can mummy them, someone who can look after them. Yeah, and they will not do it themselves because they want fixing. But they have the ability to fix themselves. Everybody does. But if we fix those people who have been doing that as a habit of a lifetime, because a lot of these things we've talked about are habits of a lifetime we're trying to break.
Yeah.
You know, and that's that. So that's why we try not to fix and rescue. And you know, like, and I'm nothing to say. You know what? The man got no money, man. Here, have 20 quid, yeah. But then what? He might come and ask me for 20 quid in 2 weeks. He might come and ask for a 20 week. That's it. And the next thing, but what's he stopping him is getting a job. How about you go and get yourself a job and make your own money? Yeah, right. And then you don't have to ask for money. You know, but then someone holding them down, saying, "Oh, I don't have a job. I'm better than that. I ain't fucking working."
Well, I think that bit is probably what I am liking out of the ABOB bit. What you just said there, where the frapping thing.
Yes.
I think that is a good. I think that is a good thing.
You can see where the power is in that.
Absolutely. I do see that.
And that's good, because it took me a while to get that.
I see that.
Yeah.
I see that.
But you know, because I put it across like that. When it was put across to me like that, I got it.
The thing is, though, you can't help You're mentoring.
You
So
can't.
I can't, and I can't. I'm mentoring somebody. I'll take somebody under my wing. I'll give them the support and the help and everything they need, and I'll try and give them the tools and the advice and the wisdom so they can progress in their life in the right way.
Yes.
But because I can't fucking help fixing and repairing, and because my warrior is so protective, I'm thinking, right, I can do a little bit more for this person. Hey mate, do you want a job? Oh, I might know where I'll be able to get you a job. Oh, you need a lift, do you? Oh, I'll give you a lift. And it's really hard to, because you want to serve, you want to do, your good deed for the day and those sort of things. But sometimes what you think is a good deed can actually have a negative impact on a person. So.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's so many different avenues to it and different ways it can play out. I was in a supervision call to say about how things are going on with my mentee or mentor, and the mentor was supposed to check in every 2 weeks with people to say how things are going. And they did say, like, George, you make sure you don't burn out. You seem to be doing. To only says to speak to our mentees once a week, but I like to speak to mine 2, 3, 4 times a week. Yeah, and he's my first official young mentee, officially. Although I feel I've been doing this for years.
Yeah,
before I got involved in the Band of Brothers, I've been talking to lads who are selling crack on the streets and all that, loads of stuff, but I have more tools to do it. And I'm like, well, listen, that is a guideline, and I want to give my all. I want to try my best. If this is my first mentee, and this is, I have to know I'm doing my honourable best. And some men, for them, that may be a 1 hour a week meet up, yeah. But for me, that don't cut it.
Your honourable best is different to others.
Yeah. Yes, it don't cut it. For me, it don't cut it. And if everybody's different. Everybody's different, and that is not me. Yeah. So right, we're gonna move on to the sovereign.
Yeah.
Right.
The king.
The sovereign up in the north, right? And the sovereign, my word is my bond. Yeah. And the emotional gateway is joy. So the overinflated sovereign, and I know this well, I'm tyrannical. You do as I say, not as I do. Yeah, I want you to do this, 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 and this. And once you've done all of that for me, I'm not having even said, oh yeah, nice one, thank you, really, thank you for that. No. Right now I've got this, 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 and this, and this. Come on, get on with it. Fucking hell, yes, I need my joy. Fucking work for me. You're doing it because I know better. You fucking do as I say. Yeah, I'm a complete tyrant, and I'm not looking about my realm around me. I'm not worried about how they feel. I just care about how I feel, what I want done. You do it because I know best. Yeah, and then when I'm underinflated, I abdicate. You do it, Dale. You're so much better than me at doing this. Just you do it because I can't do it, man. You do it. Yeah, I just no. This ain't for me. You do it. I'm not able to do this. And when I'm balanced. When I'm a balanced king, my balanced king utilises my lover, my magician, and my warrior. It utilises the balanced parts of it. So I'm a balanced king. I make the right decisions. I make the right choices. Not just for me, but for my realm, for my people around me, for my kingdom, for my queen, for my princes and my princesses, my children, for the people who are around my community. I know that my actions make a difference for everybody. Yeah, and what I do can make a difference. I have the power to make change. I have the power to make things flourish. Because I have the understanding of how to be a balanced lover, how to have empathy and compassion, I have the understanding about how I can create and strategize things with my magician and not allow my fear and anxiety to hold me back. And I understand that my warrior is, my anger gets shit done and it works towards bringing action. Yeah, and I'm not to be scared of it, and I'm not to allow it to become too much so I become tyrannical and a bully. Yeah, so then my realm is suffering. I have an understanding of all of this, and my king now is solid and shining all its brightness, and I'm ticking boxes, I'm getting shit done, and I'm working towards being the man I want to be, because I'm standing in my king. And I'm not, see, the problem is with the archetypes, is sometimes people are stuck in their magician. They've got all these thought processes, and they think they're in the king, but they're not, they're in the magician, because the creative side is tucked there, and And it happens a lot, especially with a lot of people who are creative, caught in that magician, they're not able to get in touch and in line with their king, to get out of the thought processes, to bring in action, to bring in their compassion, to bring in statistics, and to act. And not just for themselves, but for everybody, for the greater good. And
So
that's the.
so let's just the 4 archetypes.
How about your king?
My king.
I feel like as
I
if
see you as a king. I see you as a king. I see Will as a king.
I feel like as if a king is something that you aspire to be. From listening to what you guys are saying, it sounds like that's what I got from what you're just saying to me. Like, you know, that I might have issues in some type of things, but it's trying to make sure that when I'm making decisions that it's kingly, I guess. So I get, for me, from listening to you and all of you guys, is something to aspire to.
I
The
think
work never stops as well. It's always something to work upon. Yes.
I feel like
there's always new things coming up in life which are going to bring emotional
it's
shifts.
something to aspire to.
the thing is, you need to learn how to deal with your emotions, to deal with your thoughts, all of these things that affect your daily life. All of the things that affect my daily life. I need to be balanced in all aspects to be able to deal with them in the best possible way. If I'm out of balance, then those situations that arise, which could be dealt with quite easily and positively, it could turn quite badly. You know, I'll go for a drink tonight. Somebody in the pub I feel has done something which I don't feel is morally right, or
So you took it personally.
I've taken it personally, so that's what will happen. Then all of a sudden my warrior will start getting angry, and then if that person I feel crosses a boundary, then what's to stop my aggression to come out, and then all of a sudden I'm back in a prison cell or a police cell or whatever.
So can I ask a question? So can you be all 4 archetypes, or you can just be one? You are all 4 archetypes.
All of these archetypes are inside you. They all live inside of you, and for you to balance, for you to get all of those archetypes balanced, means that the work that you're doing and how you want to grow, you're on the right path
of the man you
want to be, not the man that you perceive yourself to be or others perceive you to be. It's so
Very
important.
complex, sounds like.
It's very deep. It's just a language and a way of a compass around something that's very complex, but when it's put in this way, it's sort of like...
I'm just wondering how...
A little bit more sense.
I'm just wondering how Joe Bloggs is going to relate to that.
Well, you can wonder. All I know is I've witnessed it and I've seen it, and that's why I'm doing it, because it's okay to wonder, and I bless that. Yeah, but you know what I'm saying is I know it works. I've seen it work. I've witnessed it work, and I'm still witnessing it working.
Can I?
And it's worked for me.
I want to add.
And I'm an expelled kid who's not very educated. Yeah, and it's worked for me hugely.
I want to sort of, and I.
But it took time.
Rites of passage, and I'm not too sure how much we're allowed to talk about it in regards to confidentiality and all that sort of thing.
Well, share your story,
but
not somebody else's.
I just want to share an experience rather than a story. What I found doing the carpet work at the Quest weekend is transformative within hours. A transformative switch in traumatized men within a few hours. You know that what they're doing is they're working on these archetypes on that carpet work, and when they or if they're working with their grief, if they're working with their anger, they're working on those archetypes. And
we were on the same carpet.
We were. I can't. It was, for me, it was an experience that I'm 46 years old. I've never experienced anything which I could palpably feel the energy in the room and the effect that a group of men can have on a traumatized man, young individual, and the transformation that can happen from that work is something that probation, only dream about.
And social workers and people who have got in their heart to want to help people. If they had these tools, this is what I say, and I don't mince my words, we are emotional vessels. Yeah, we are emotional vessels, and when we get in touch with ourselves, yeah, we get in touch with that power, we can make a difference. Yeah, and I've witnessed it. I've witnessed it more than once. But that weekend that we were both on, and that carpet we were both on, the guy who's been doing this for 20 years, yeah, he was shocked by what he's seen on that carpet from two individuals. He was shocked. Yeah, man was shocked. But you know what? I weren't shocked because I've recognised it before, and I've recognised stuff before I've done this work. I've recognised things. I've seen exorcisms happen. I've seen people have something go on where they've had something come out of them. Yeah, right. Not seeing it, right, but something's coming out of them. Yeah, they've found God. They've found something, and their life has changed. Yeah, right. That was a similar sort of thing what was going on, but it's not always like that on all carpets. Everyone's different. Everyone has their own thing. Yeah, but this is powerful, powerful work. Yeah, and when the fact that all of us were there to support that man and give him blessings of love and blessings of comfort, and to see the change in them men, yeah, from 3 days worth of work, and to still see the change in them men now,
it fills my heart.
Magical, godly,
it fills my heart.
Beautiful.
I don't know.
And that is why I do this work. Exactly that is the reason why I do this work, is because of that. And we don't do enough carpet work.
No, we don't. Yeah. Can I give a message to the young men out there? Is that all right?
Yes.
Can I say? So, lads, there's going to be a lot of you watching this, and you're going to be thinking, "Oh, I'm sort of interested in what's all this about," and maybe you think we're crazy or whatever. But I know there's going to be a lot of you out there that are quite interested. The reality is, if you're sat there and you're thinking, I don't want to be the person that I am, or I don't know how to change from the man that I am, this is now your opportunity to sort of like really think, because it's the first step. It's like the little seed that's been planted. You have the choice to be anybody that you want to be, and all you've got to do is make the right steps in the right direction to be that person. Now, if you choose, and if it's something which could benefit you, then a band of brothers could be part of that solution, or the full solution. But I really want you to sort of like think deeply about if you are the man that you want to be, and if you're not, then get in contact with a band of brothers, and maybe we can help you.
As a newbie, as you just said, I come to ABOB. ABOB will help me to realize issues, areas that might be overinflated, underinflated, label them. Label them, because obviously if I'm too much of a lover,
identify.
Nobody's labelling you. You're identifying yourself.
Wrong choice of words. Wrong choice of words. Identify. To identify that this area is like this, like that, yeah. And I guess then and then that there is getting in touch with, you said something that's made me think, getting in touch with my emotions.
Yes.
And hopefully, I would imagine then that the output of how whatever is affecting me starts to heal. Interesting.
That's I think in a nutshell, you can't make it. It's in
a nutshell as well. Put, you know.
See, for me, it is about healing, and it is about healing because you want to heal those wounds that you've been burdened with. But for me, it's about growing, because the only way to heal is to outgrow those wounds. Do you know what I mean? If a plant cuts itself, if a tree, gets hit by lightning, you'll see the scars and you'll see the damage, but after a little while it'll outgrow it, and it'll form a callus over it, and you won't see it anymore. So it's all about healing's about growing, and if you're growing, then you can only be getting closer to the light. You can only be getting stronger and healthier, and it's the only way to live your life. So,
and it can be as serious as what it can be, to be as light as. Yes. To as small as what it can be, as in the issue, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah. Yes. So some people could have something where it's So what they're talking about, man, fucking hell, coming in here and they're complaining
you,
about
yeah.
the job and
Yeah.
what's going on. I'm like,
Yeah.
and I'm just thinking, well, just fucking leave the job then.
Yeah.
You own your house, you've got a fucking Aston Martin, you got this and that. Why the fuck you working there?
Yeah.
Fucking leave your job and go and do what you want to do. Boom, boom, boom. And that actually has happened. Yeah, and I've actually said it to the person who did it. Yeah. And it frustrated the shit out of me early on, hearing things coming out from certain areas going on about, and I'm thinking, well, just do something about it. You know, you're in a situation where you can. But, you know, hearing that, and it's like, to me, it's like, what the fuck?
So,
Yeah.
as
But
little
for
as-
that person,
Yeah.
it was a big issue. It may not have made to be been small to me and for other people, but for that person, that was a big issue in their life.
And it's important to know that whatever a man says, they do not get judged on it. You know, we're there to support them and
Yes.
and to
Not
hear
to
them and
project.
to see them. Yeah, we're not.
So and that's something I struggle with sometimes because when I
Can
get a
you
bit
let him finish?
tyrannical, yeah, so I get tyrannical and I overtalk people and things like this happen.
No. You've done well. You haven't done. You've done good today, mate. I'm telling you, you've done well, mate.
No,
Blessings.
yeah, honestly, I forgot where I was, to be honest now, but yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know if we. Let's be honest. We could go on talking about the practices of ABOBs, the people in it, and all that. The only real way that anybody's going to sort of really understand it is to get involved. And I think for people watching this podcast now, and yeah, I just think it's a golden opportunity to sort of really find yourself.
I reckon we'll just like quickly summarise, just give them a little bit on these four
Let me hear it,
archetypes
let me hear
again, yeah? So, we'll start with the lover, right? So, the lover, it's your feelings. And one of the agreement is, I take nothing personally. And the emotional gateway of the lover is grief. And then there's the magician, where it's the thinking side. And the agreement is, I make no assumptions. And the emotional gateway is fear. In the south, we have the warrior, which brings action. The emotional gateway is anger. And the agreement is, I do my honourable best. And in the north, we have the sovereign, the king, which makes the choices. The agreement is, my word is my bond. And the emotional gateway is joy. So there's like a quick local summary.
I think if people are stuck in a cycle, isn't it? If people are stuck in a cycle and repetition and doing the same thing, this is a formula
Formula.
or a way,
100%.
a
Yes.
way to transform.
Into being the person they want to be.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Well said.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
If you ask me, there's many paths,
Yes.
but for young men, this is quite possibly the best one.
Yes.
Okay.
Right, lads. There's a few statistics about a band of brothers that I've got here. I'd like to share them. So, these are statistics of men, of a few thousand men that have been involved in a band of brothers. Yeah. There's 99% of men experienced increased levels of hopefulness. 92% of men became more confident about building positive relationships. 90% of men reduced their offending behaviour. 89% of men felt part of a local community. 89% of men felt part of a local community. 74% of men were supported to take steps into education, employment and training. And 58% reduced their physical violence and behaviours. And there was also one, I think it was 68% or 62% that was stopped drugs, alcohol and addictions.
So it's really
So it's a high percentage
good numbers.
of stuff
Very
that
good
is
numbers.
making difference. Nothing. I don't see anything doing that.
Good numbers.
Very good numbers, and I don't see anything else doing that sort of numbers.
Good numbers.
personally.
Thanks for sharing that.
So yeah, I thought that to be important. So do you reckon we should have a checkout, lads?
Yeah. Explain what a checkout is first.
So-
Can you explain what a...
Yeah, well, we did a check-in. We did a check-in earlier, and we're basically showing a little bit about a band of brothers here. and in paying homage a little bit to what a Band of Brothers has done and what we've experienced. And in a Band of Brothers we have a check-in, and at the end we have a check-out. And the check-out is to be how we are feeling right now. Because some people, they may have checked in with a bit of melancholiness, which means they're down, a bit depressed, a bit sad, and by the end of that 2.5 hour session, they may feel, I feel so much better. They may not, they may still feel the same. But it's a way of guiding how the person is and what they're taking away. So what they're going to do. Sometimes we ask a question, it might be like, give us 3 words, or it might be give a blessing and how you're feeling, what are your plans. There could be a few things.
So you're going to choose which one we're going to use today as an example?
I think we should have a check out and check out any way you like.
Sound.
I say.
Perfect. I'll go then.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to jump right in there. It's been a long weekend. So, Stu checking out. How am I feeling? I always love sitting with you guys and chatting. That's the most important thing. That's why, more than anything, that's why I'm here, because I like spending time with you guys. At the same time, this is sort of like such an important subject and sort of like personal sort of mission for me. I really want to make sure that we get the right message over with the podcast, but especially this one. So at the same time as me being happy here and happy that I've done it, there's a little bit of anxiety and trepidation to see whether the final product really delivers the message that I hope that we've got over. But that's sort of like really where I am, because it's really important to me. But yeah, as for the rest of the week, who knows? Hopefully it's going to be happy and full of hope. That's me checking out.
Amen. Amen.
Yeah, you prefer.
They are checking out. I'm okay. I've been educated on what the archetypes are. I'm a little bit like yourself, folks, where I now hope people really understand that to see the fruitfulness of what we're talking about, they need to just maybe have the balls and that's not even the nice way of putting it, have the confidence, the inference, just to come and check it out, to see what it is about and maybe what it can do for them. So that's the little bit of I don't know if it's naivety, but anxiousness is what you use for that. Anxiousness to see whether this, what we've done, can help people sort of help them. I'm in a good place, and I'm happy that we're trying to have some service, doing some sort of service to people's mental health, to people, and that's me checking out.
Thanks, Dale.
George checking out. Yeah, I also hope that we've been able to articulate what we've been trying to put across ABOB and to get it across to the people listening, and in the hope of that people can be guided to something better. And it's not just men, because men's relationships improve through ABOB. Their relationships with their mothers, their relationships with their girlfriends or boyfriends, their relationships improve. So it is definitely going out to the people, ripples of positivity. I feel good. There's a little bit of me, if I allowed myself to get into my magician side of, oh, what is this? What if that? But I'm already conscious of it. As I do have ADHD, I have a very fast brain, and I really am enjoying getting to know myself. And this has been a great way for me to get to know myself through a band of brothers. So I have less tribulations, self-inflicted and self-sabotage of myself. I also enjoy these conversations.
Absolutely.
You know, two great spirits. I give shout out to your brother as well, Will. Big shout out to Will. PT does great work. Very a kingly man. And yes,
And to my mentor, sorry.
yes.
You're not allowed to disturb when somebody is checking out. So my apology.
It happens. I don't take it personally. I give thanks for this moment. Give thanks for waking up. I'm very grateful for living my life, and I give thanks in the name of Jesus that I'm here with you men to be able to do this. And I'm ready to eat some food, man.
Yeah, man.
And love to A-Bob and all the new men and all the older men that have made the community happen.
Royal chili spice.
Hey.
Come eat there.
Glassima Paji. It's by Lao Tzu. Watch your thoughts, they become words. Watch your words, for they become actions. Watch your actions, for they become habits. Watch your habits, for they become character. Watch your character, for it gives birth to destiny. That's that.
Blah, blah, blah.
Blessings, people. CP1 don't know Wagwan. Drop it in a style and in a pattern. What? They cannot ask anyone. Smugger meant to be in a man to Buju Bantam.
What you say, licking in the what?
Hmm?
Sound like you said licking in the...
No, no.
Oh, okay.
Licking in the pom pom.
Active listening. Active listening.
So I wasn't joining in that one.
No. Ask anyone. Swagger meant to be in a man to Buju Bantam.
You said someone licking in the house.
No, I never said no licking in the house. We are talk about the batty wash. Let's talk about the batty wash.
Is that for some food?
The other day,
I'm
yeah.
not for food, but
What food you having there?